Well, I'm Christopher Titus, and this again is the actual Armageddon update. Freedom. What is it? Do we have it, and can we save it? Freedom, you know what? It's all about perspective, isn't it? In England, Japan, and all of the first world democratic countries, they have freedom. They get to live their lives. They get to go where they want, and they get to be who they are, no matter how annoying they are to 98% of the other free countries of the world. But there are countries that have no freedom. Russia, North Korea, and according to the people with the IQs less than a speed limit sign, America. This is the Freedom Convoy, and they are convoying for freedom, a freedom that has been taken away from them. They drove across the entire country, unobstructed, for weeks, because they didn't have freedom. They said they were going to shut down Washington, D.C., and no one arrested them because they are, well, exercising their freedom that they have all the time. Every day. And when they finally got to D.C., no cops met them or stopped them. No one was questioned. And they still claimed they were being oppressed. In fact, in a message to the Freedom Convoy from the president of Ukraine, Zelensky said, "Really?" So what does the Freedom Convoy want? What is so horrible that they left their jobs and they Smokey and the Bandit it across the country?
What do you and Fred want? How come we doing this? Well, why not? Well, they said it couldn't be done. Well, that's the reason, son. That's good with Fred. He's found it down.
To fight for freedom. The same freedom they were free to use to complain about freedom. Well, the Freedom Convoy spokesman Ben Dichter stated on Fox News that we want to get rid of the vaccine mandates and the vaccine passports. And that passport, oh, that's quite concerning, don't you think? Yeah, we don't want to have a vaccine passport. It's Nazi Germany. Asking for your papers, please. Yes, they have said this out loud and they meant it. So, you know the trucker convoy started in the fascist country Canada, right? Which is like North Korea, but with hockey and maple syrup. But the Freedom Convoy grew to include that hellhole of oppression, America. And they drove to Washington, D.C. to stop traffic. But they were late because they got stopped in traffic. Let me ask you, guys, did the seatbelt you wore and the speed limit you followed take your freedom? Did the health code at the truck stop you ate chili fries at that gave you diarrhea take your freedom? Listen, you raging snowflakes, there's a difference between losing your freedom and following the rules of a free society. What you obese, ignorant, Q-believing nutbags want is anarchy, and not the good kind. You want to do what you want, when you want, how you want, no matter who it hurts. That's a narcissistic sociopath. People are dying, still over 1,000 a day. And there's a new variant spiking in England, BA2, Omicron 2.0, and it's affecting more kids. And as we all watch on television, as a violent dictator keeps talking insane garbage, in Ukraine, a Russian madman kills children and actually tries to take over and end a free country. So to all of you in the Freedom Convoy, I'm ashamed to call you countrymen. Hell, I'm ashamed to be in the same species as you. You have so much freedom, you get to bitch about not having the freedom to spread a deadly disease. This little girl right here in a makeshift bomb shelter sings while the Russian army shells her home. And they're actually trying to take her freedom. Listen. So I wish you'd do the right thing. It's just a mask, dipshits. It's just a vaccine. Follow the rules. And one last thing, the Supreme Court ruled against vaccine mandates. So you waste of space just wasted gas. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the I can't believe it's really Armageddon update. God, we have stupid people. Fuck! Hey everybody, Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. With me as always, a lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the even lovelier Highlander.
There could be only one.
I am, you know, I finally lost my shit. Watching with the war on TV, I finally lost my shit. I know I sound like I lose my shit all the time.
It's about time.
But
okay.
I've really lost my shit. You've been so calm for so long, Titus.
Right.
How did you just, what's
time
you
to get excited and angry.
All right, shut up.
I'm sure this is just a goalpost movement. Like, it just keeps...
So I found a new level to rage.
Yes.
Okay. I don't understand these idiots that are saying that. Well, first of all, the trucker convoy is one of the worst things that has happened because as they went across, nobody cared. They had rallies where 0 people showed up. Number 2, there is no mask mandate because the Supreme Court got rid of it.
So there's nothing.
And number 3, they actually believe it's a QAnon. Someone said it's a QAnon rally. They're basically recruiting people.
That was me.
Yeah,
I'm your someone.
That's right. And they're setting it up like a carnival.
Yeah. So I read this thing that it's more insidious than people realize. Everyone's laughing at it and it's no big deal. But what they're doing is a city-to-city grassroots movement.
Like a recruitment?
Yeah,
tour?
where
They're on
they're
tour.
having like,
Yeah.
come sign your name on the 18-wheeler, and
Oh, I
there's
see.
carnival things, and there's food, and people are coming out
Yeah,
to
it's
the
a meet
little
and greet.
small towns.
It's moron carnies. It's a
Yes.
it's a traveling moron carny.
But
is what it
basically,
is.
what they're doing is a grassroots movement and recruiting people into their community, the QAnon movement and stuff. It's pretty smart, actually.
They can just put them in the truck.
Do you know that the entire
No.
Get
QAnon,
on.
just so you people know, the entire
kidnapping.
QAnon movement is connected to a guy who sells hats and T-shirts.
Yeah.
Just 100%.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
They're not one
and
to
flags
really-
with Trump's picture on it. It's a
merch.
merch guy.
They're merch.
It's a
Yeah,
merch
totally.
guy. It's just a merch company.
Right.
That's it. And he's making enough money. He's like, let's get some truckers together and go across and sell. We could do probably 10,000.
They can
T-shirts.
deliver the merch at the
Right,
same time.
Exactly. It's a total bonus.
Brilliant.
They're actually promoting it and delivering the merch.
Delivery.
He's basically remember what you did for Red Bull? That's what he's doing for stupid.
Vaguely, very vaguely. Do I remember that?
So she was a Red Bull girl, which is to all of us obvious. You would be one
Red
of
Bull
those.
lady.
Maybe, and you would go at the time you were.
And I would start working in the evening
Mm-hmm.
and fill the truck up with Red Bull and
then-
pack cases in the bed of it, and then go to nightclubs and give
Dance and
bartenders cases of Red Bull, and they would give me free tabs all night.
Wow. What
That
a
was
gig.
Fun, yeah.
Well, how old were you?
She had to
when
wear a
you-
tiny Red Bull outfit, so she was
Right.
smoking looking.
all
I
aluminum.
wasn't like, no, I mean, we had like
Yeah, you didn't have a
Normal
boob hanging
people.
out, but
clothes. We did.
at the clubs you would really they didn't have shorts or anything.
Well, no, I mean, I would not wear my Red Bull stuff to the club, and then my supervisor would be like, you have to wear the stuff, and I'd be like, okay, and then I'd take it off when I got there, because it's got Red Bull on it. It's
But also,
kinda
you
dorky.
spent all that money and time and effort on a sled outfit underneath it, and you need to show that.
He said a slut outfit, right?
He's a little
Not sled
liberal with
outfit.
the words slut and whore for 2022.
No. I mean,
After what we just uploaded.
I know. But
know.
Happy International Women's Day. I'm just saying that you like. I'm not saying you're a slut. I'm saying that there is an
Thank
outfit
you.
that certain women wear that looks kind of slutty, and that's just to get attention because they want to look good. There you go.
Oh, is that why women do that? And that's what we want. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Well, hi, guys. Welcome to International Women's Day. I'm here to mansplain what it means.
You do
International
mansplain.
Women's Day is for women internationally. Do you have it now, girls?
Girls.
I've never started this early with a backhoe. Just put a back. What are you doing? Digging holes? Just digging a giant hole. Yeah,
You were
what?
already here digging.
And for me, it's a mass grave. Actually, they're just going to take all of my ideas and kill them.
It's a
in
new
this hole.
land development.
I'm an idiot. Yeah, exactly.
project.
What was your point about Red Bull before you started throwing slut around? And stuff?
Basically these guys are like the Red Bull girls
Are
for
you
stupid
saying we
on
were
the
like
truckers.
the trucker convoy?
No, I'm saying the trucker good advice is you gave a good product and you went out and you looked good and you
Oh, I
promoted a
know
company.
everything about Red Bull.
These guys
I know
are
all the ingredients, what they do. I know an answer to every problem you might have with it. I mean,
And these guys know everything about Q. They're like they're basically the Red Bull girls for ignorance,
They also drink a lot of Red Bull.
I would
probably
like you to
for
know that
truckers.
there were guys on my team too.
right? And they
It
were
wasn't
slut outfits
just girls.
also, and they were slutty outfits
Were they
also.
just
I
like
always teamed
Red Bull
up
bow
with
Yeah,
guys.
just a bow tie
Cummerbund.
and speedos. What's up?
I think it was like even half and half,
I'll give
guys
you
and
wings.
girls, and we would go drink a lot. They had us open up the market in Mississippi. We were doing like a
that
preemptive
go?
market invasion before it hit shelves in convenience stores. That's how long ago this was. And so we spent a month in Mississippi. Like, wow.
Just heads, guys' heads were exploding.
Yeah,
Guys, you know.
yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. We did a lot of partying.
And two things could happen in Mississippi. You can party your ass off, do crazy stuff, and no one really ever find out about it. Or you'll do all that stuff, get killed, and your body will disappear, and nobody ever find out about it.
Or you
Well,
become
we were in
governor
a team.
of-
I had buddies. I had my buddies always.
Yeah.
And we started buying stuff from convenience stores and truck stops in Mississippi to wear that whole month. And so I had this straw cowboy hat, and I bought these big mirrored aviator glasses that had chrome bitches on each lens. You know,
Nice.
the girls. It was
Cool.
like,
Don't say it. International Women's Day, sluts and bitches.
well, that's what they're called, chrome bitches.
International
I was
Bitches Day.
assimilating.
we really don't stick to the plan at all.
So the truckers, their whole thing, so the mask mandate ended while they were out there.
Which is so embarrassing.
There was no vaccine mandate. That got shut down before they left. They decided to cause traffic, like you said, on the Beltway, but nobody noticed because it's always stopped around the Capitol. Then they decided that they were going to circle the Capitol on this road, and that would force members of Congress to come to the table to negotiate with them. But all lawmakers have been out of town since 2 weeks ago. And,
Oh my God.
and it was all over the news. Remember when Congress went home?
Yeah, but did anybody look at a calendar and like, hey, but when's Congress going to be there?
They were using the wrong calendar.
I just picture the stop at the guys, I can't get a hold of nobody. Anybody know why? No, I don't know.
Where'd everybody go?
And then someone came up like, guys, you know how you told me to make the phone call to find out who we can see and when we can see them? Well, I didn't do it because I assumed they'd be here because ain't they working all the time? Anyway, they home.
I hadn't have any bars on my phone.
Yeah, I didn't have any bars on my phone.
I was in a bad spot.
And I hadn't paid my bill to Verizon, so I couldn't.
I thought I could call them doing this. Nobody showed it.
Yeah, because these guys had a direct line to Congress anyway.
Yeah.
It's like
they couldn't wait. Ted Cruz met with them. And of course he did. Ted Cruz and there's a whole faction of it's like the weirdest morons like we have in Congress. Like I don't remember my entire life, even when my dad never bitched, like we never had clowns like we have. We got, Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Boebert, we've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, we've got Rand Paul, Gosar. Like there's this gang of just dipshits that are evil dipshits.
Yes, we have a concentrated amount. Like in the totality of human history, maybe there was this many, but stretching out of all mankind.
Maybe before the Civil War, there was a bunch of guys like this that were so. But these guys are like, and they don't. I looked at their legislative records; they haven't done any good. They've never brought. They'll stop. You can't say gay. They'll do shit like that. All this weird cultural stuff that has nothing. Yeah, the thing in Florida. Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is a bad dude.
Ron DeSantis is really.
He's a bad guy.
He's a super villain.
Yeah,
and
but he's a dumb villain.
That's their backup plan after Trump.
Well, it's gonna. Trump's not running again. I'm gonna put $500 on this right now.
Barr, since we last came to this table, released a book. I'm assuming he wrote it before that. Did an interview where he flat out lied to Lester Holt's face the whole time, like easily disproven lies to cover his ass. So he's rehabbing his image,
right,
and trashing Trump in the process. It's like the weirdest thing.
But then he did this. Then the day later, he said, they said, what if Trump runs again? And he says, if this is after he said all this shit about Trump, he said, well, if Trump runs again, I will have to vote for him. Yeah.
And he also refused to say that Trump should be prosecuted for these various crimes. It's like he's still... It's what they all do. Let me walk the line now until I know who's the candidate, and then that way I could fall on either side.
But don't you think they're like they're trying to thread this needle so they can actually do anything? I've never seen more the politicians I like, Kinzinger, even Cheney. Like, look, I don't agree with them at all, pretty much on anything, but at least they're stuck to their guns and they know right from wrong. Yeah. They may say, no, conservative values, and here's why I believe that, blah, blah, blah. But they at least they're not crazy. So do you think everybody, the assumption is from these guys that are trying to pull this off that America is so fucking stupid that they'll buy that you flipped the line twice. Trump's an asshole. Trump tried to take the country down. I told him repeatedly the election wasn't stolen. I said it's bullshit. This is what Barr said. 2 days later, he goes, but I would still vote for him. Would you? That means you're a soulless fuck who has no concept of what it means.
So he's going to vote for a known criminal that he
was with in the room.
Right. I think the bigger problem that should be glaring to everybody is that he knew it.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about it, but now he's going to write something for profit to tell us about it a year later.
Right. Because it didn't work out. So what's my B plan? I'll write a book about it and I'll sell money. Same with Bolton.
A lot of books.
John Bolton was there. This shit went down. Yeah. And now John Bolton got out earlier, but he was still there. Like, how do you, if I was...
His mustache is still there.
Yes, exactly. His mustache is still running. By the way, John Bolton is run by his mustache. His
mustache shows
very evil, really evil, very evil. But those guys, what I don't quite get is they're making an assumption that everybody is so fucking stupid they can't see them flipping back and forth.
But aren't they?
Well, here's what I've been thinking about lately. There is something we've all forgotten. We've all forgotten to look at the reality of what this person says they're going to do. And I'm talking Democrat and Republican. I have to be honest with you, being a Democrat since I've, for quite a while now, since I realized that Democrats make more money. Every time a Democrat's in office, we all make more money. Wages go up. Every time there's a Democrat in office, they use our tax dollars for us, not for them. So there's a reason. And people always go, you lived hard. Yeah, it's money, dude. Yeah, I'm a capitalist. Right. How am I doing the best? Right. Do I mind paying taxes? Not if I'm getting it back in some service. So what we've done is now, and Trump, I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. Back to not Tipper Gore. Who's the big fat guy? Newt Gingrich. Newt. His fucking name is Newt. We followed a guy named Newt. What was his fucking name? We were like, yeah, and we actually started to accept that that's a fucking normal name. Didn't we start to accept that? We started to be like, yeah, Newt. Fucking, you know what Newt is? He
also left a wife with cancer and cheated on her.
Yeah, horrible person. Yeah, Newt Gingrich is a horrible person. Yeah. But he's the one with Clinton who started this crack divide. And it's not the first time it's happened through our history. We had a civil war, for God's sake. But what we've all forgotten, and I think, and I said to you this morning, this war, which we're watching on TV, is kind of, it's really clarifying good and evil, really clearly. You're watching it going, wow, that was a woman and 3 children walking down the street trying to get out, and they bombed them, and they're dead now.
In a humanitarian corridor.
Right. So what we've all forgotten is we don't look at the policy. And I think, so what they did was very smartly, to win, what they did was they made, if you're liberal, you're like weak, you're a pansy, you're a weenie. And so now these people can't even look at a democratic idea because they're going to be weak pansies. So they're like, I won't even see the idea. So critical thinking is dead. It's all become cultural issues on the right. They don't even have a fucking plan. That's the funny thing to me. Like, give me a plan that's going to work. They talked about healthcare for what, 4 years? And nothing. We got nothing.
I loved when we were in North Carolina and Grandma argued with you about something. The
vaccine.
She
said Trump got that vaccine going.
And and so you guys kind of went back and forth about it, and then she looked it up. She looks everything up now. If you say anything that has to do with politics or what's going on in the world, she gets her iPad and says, what's the name of that? How would I look that up? And she'll look it up. And then she apologized to you like 5 different times for not believing you and for arguing with you when she didn't know the truth. And so that's so rare, though. I mean, when I talk to her about anything, she'll look it up on the iPad and then be like, huh.
Yeah, she was pretty definite about it. She's such a sweetheart. And I said, no, Grandma. I said that the company that Trump put all that money into, government actually had to close, and they never put a vaccine in one person's arm. I go, and she goes, but he got Pfizer. I go, no, Pfizer is a German company, refused. Pfizer and Moderna refused government money. They did it on their own. And she goes, that's not true. And I said, no, Trump got the vaccine. No, he didn't. In fact, the one company that he backed failed. And so she came to me, she's so sweet, came to me an hour later, and she goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean,
you finally told her to quit apologizing.
Yeah, it's okay. You can say anything. I don't mind arguing. She's also easy to argue with because she doesn't start beating the table. A buddy of mine, by the way, one of my best friends, his son right now can't get a job. He's in show business, can't get a job editing or doing anything because he refuses to take the vaccine based on his father and his mother telling him not to get the vaccine. And this is a guy who's a doctor. And we had a long talk about it. We didn't get mad. I felt the tension rising on his side. And he had a lot of what do they call it when incidental evidence. He had no specific. I said there's 12 studies right now that show that this is what happens if you don't get vaccinated. And he's like, yeah, but I have 3 people that I know right now who people in their 20s or 30s had myocarditis. And I go, yeah, but myocarditis goes away after a couple of months, and the percentage of getting it with the vaccine is so much lower than if you don't have the vaccine.
Why do they focus so much on the anecdotal little
It's
outliers?
all anecdotal. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
I heard you say
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. That's the word. Hi, I'm Christopher Titus. I don't have a vocabulary. I have the best words. I have such good words.
Person.
Yeah, woman, man, camera, TV.
Oh.
Yeah, you know
but can you say it again? You'll get bonus points.
I said sure. A person, woman, man, camera, TV, which is amazing, they said. And I said it twice, so you get bonus points. What points did you get? Did he get a Subway gift card? What exactly did he get by saying it twice? I still, the video I have of me laughing, because I got to tell you, you see the guy, like Trump says so much failure. Oh, and his social media thing, no one's on it.
Yeah.
It's
Is it still on? Is it still live?
Devin Nunes, who
What's
quit.
it called?
Yeah, we should
Truth Social. Look up Truth Social.
It's Nunez.
Devil Nunes, yeah.
Truth Social. How about that? It's always so opposite.
It's Orwellian. Everything he does is Orwellian.
It's like if you go to the supermarket and you see
that's a word I knew.
Fresh. When you put fresh on it, it's not fresh. When you put truth on something, you're
pretty much
like when you say fair and balanced.
It still has a website. I'm not going to click download, but it's
look up news on it. Hit news. Click news. Because what they were saying is not only are people not going to it, it's failing miserably. And they said that Trump's raging at Mar-a-Lago, telling people, and Devin Nunes quit Congress to go run it. On the launch, it failed so bad people couldn't sign up. It's like Trump is such a failure, and yet these people still believe him. And again, it goes back to the right didn't have enough ideas to make things work. So what they did was they created a picture of the left that if you're not a thinker or a reader, you're going to be like, I'm going to be like them faggots.
Yep.
You know?
So this Politico wrote an article about it because apparently he's furious. About he's been embarrassed and it's got all these technical issues.
As opposed to person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Yeah.
He's embarrassed? Oh, he's embarrassed
He wasn't embarrassed by that. He was proud of that. That's what made that embarrassing for us.
And then I took a square block and I put it in the square hole. And then I took a circular block, I put it in the circle hole.
It was the reporter that made that video.
I had a little problem with the triangle. But I got it.
Still genius.
I tried to grab her by the triangle,
yeah.
and it didn't even.
Oh my God!
So they said Jimmy Carter built houses for Habitat for Humanity. George Bush learned to paint when he retired. Barack Obama hung out with Springsteen. Donald Trump created Truth Social. They said it's an identical copy to Twitter, his favorite thing. Instead of it being bright blue, everything is purple, and right where it would normally say tweet, he put truths. Retweets are retruths. So they are saying he exactly tried to copy the layout of Twitter, which he loves so much.
What's the logo? Is it like just a giant fat orange bird? What is it? What is it?
It's like the Toucan Sam from the Fruit Loops box, except all orange.
They said he's not even on it.
No, he's not on it.
So, wait, he's not on it?
No.
Wait.
Because he's that guy. So it's failing miserably. It's getting horrible press.
I guess
so he
it's
bails.
Reported that he's screamed at people, "What the F is going on?"
He pulled the ripcord on it. That's what he does. When he had Trump Airlines, pulled the ripcord on it. Trump Steak, pulled the ripcord. Trump Water, pulled the.
Down the list.
I've said this before.
Casinos
pulled the ripcord. Took the sign off. Done. He just leaves. He basically just leaves town.
Yeah.
And then he's a cipher. I want to point this out again. You're voting to all you right-wingers. Please use this clip. You are voting for a man who failed at selling water, steak, and vodka. That's water, food, and alcohol. He failed at that. Do you get how hard it is to fail at alcohol?
Or a casino. It's what you said in your show.
Yeah,
you walk in, you hand
people
over
are
all
addicted
your
to
money,
these things.
You walk in,
and you walk out.
Yeah, you walk in. But I think so. That's the criminality of him. You can't. There was all this stuff going on with this casino. That supposedly $921 million went out the back door of those casinos over the years.
Of course it did.
Right.
That's how he operates. Your sister and I were talking about that yesterday. Shannon popped in for like an hour from Sweden and then was gone again. But we were talking about that's what he does. None of it's real. And she's dealing with big time money people at a nonprofit in Sweden.
She runs a different kind of nonprofit. She's a member of a different, basically what Shannon does, works for a company that they take investor money and they create funds that constantly fund charities, so those charities never run out of money.
What they do is they actually fund solutions to real world problems like climate change. Instead of just putting money into a charity that says they're going to do it, they actually build infrastructure that will stop that problem. So people are more hands-on, their money goes into action. But anyway, she said like the low end people, right? Not the top tier, but the tier below that, that's 50 million. I mean, it's not like a little bit of money.
Yeah, these people have enough money to try to, they're like, I've done well, I'm going to save the world.
Yeah, like Bill Gates money. But anyway, we were talking about Trump, and she said I watched these people, and she said it's all investor money. People are investing, she said, basically in air. Because someone presents it well to them. And then like Donald Trump, he uses that money, to live on and create the appearance of wealth or to build a big building or whatever. And
it's
then
a Ponzi scheme.
Yes, exactly.
We call that a Ponzi scheme.
I guess that is what I'm describing.
But it's interesting because it's okay. So but he also does something different than a Ponzi scheme does. So they say they want to do True Social, right? So he gets, it was like $2 billion. Or $1 billion.
To launch
$1
billion.
Right?
He raised like $1 billion.
$2 billion. I'm sorry. To launch
or $1 billion. It was something like that.
Because he's got all these people riled up about free speech, and they cut people off of Twitter, and that's the whole. That's a big talking point.
You're going to be a big owner. You're going to make tons of money. Twitter makes great money. It's on the stock market. You're going to be great. So then he actually does it. It fails. Not his fault. Not his fault.
And deep state.
And by the way, the skimmarooski on any money that comes in does the old skimmarooski. So you made.
I think we've all seen that he trumps up, no pun intended, costs.
Costs him, yep.
And deflates value. Wow. So that's what Letitia James is working on. So he tells those people it's going to cost this much. He takes the overage, keeps that for himself, and then at the end it's like, oh, it's not worth anything. Sorry. So here's your little bit back, and he's gone.
Wow, he's still at it, still criming right in front of our eyes.
Yes.
And what he does is by getting those investors to invest, now he's got assets to show. Well, before Deutsche Bank. Here's what I have, or here's this building I have. So Deutsche Bank is like, okay, we'll give you money. And then he starts again. So it's a constant hustle. I mean, I could never live like that. That constant cycle of debt and stuff. If everyone collected, he's effed. He does not have enough to pay his vig at all.
We actually live, I think, we live in a way where you give something people for what the money you're getting. We do fine. What bothers me is that this guy says he's going to give something and nothing works.
There's no exchange of goods or services.
No, there's a promise, but it never happens. And and he's a master of playing it. I think what's going to happen is I'm sad I'm going to say this. Unless Merrick Garland drops a hammer on him. By the way, a guy from January 6th, Terrio, the head of the Proud Boys.
He got sentenced
today.
Oh.
Yeah, they're guilty on all counts.
Again, happy Women's Day.
And they busted him for
Guy Reffitt.
Yeah, and they busted him for conspiracy. So now,
So
and this guy's already snitched once. Terrio's already snitched once. So if he goes to prison, he's dead anyway. So now he was in contact supposedly with all the people in the government that were working for this, like all this congressmen. So
so he's going to die immediately.
He's going to either die. They're going to Epstein his ass.
Hang himself.
They're going to Epstein him. They're either going to Epstein his ass, or he's in protective custody right now because he's about to flip.
His son testified against him. The jury took.
By the way, with my kids, I can see that.
They already have.
That's true. Oh, that's right. Holy shit, they already did.
No, they did.
My God.
We are Guy Reffitt.
Wait a second.
Holy shit. They did.
We stormed the courthouse with truth on our side.
We finally won. Yeah,
saying that's not true. Here's the real truth. Joe Biden is not president, and they testified against this. And
oh my God, I forgot.
So it took the jury less than 4 hours. 5 counts he got convicted of. Here's a quote they introduced. "I don't care if Pelosi's head is hitting every stair as I drag her by her ankles. She is coming out." That was how he opened in the Capitol.
Gentlemen.
You know what's funny? Bullies are like this, and it's weird. How many of these guys who recorded shit like that? I do it with my show now. That recorded shit while they were there, that the cameras caught them, and they said stuff out loud. It's like you now look. you weren't tough. It's just weird. And when a bunch of guys who are weak get together, they get this. They don't know what real power feels like. So when they do, they're like, "You would fuck some shit up." Yeah. It's interesting.
He was the Texas 3%ers.
That's it. 3%ers. That's right.
His son testified. His son's 18. That he and his 16-year-old sister would be traitors if they reported his actions, and that traitors will get shot. He seems nice.
You know what?
That's what we did wrong. We didn't ever say anything like that. We were just like, do your homework. You know.
So these.
Read.
So now all those people. So here's the problem. So we have January 6 people. Those same people that got away and didn't do anything or whatever, didn't take a podium or scream, you know, hang Mike Pence. They joined. They everybody needs a movement. And the one thing I was reading is psychologically, these people who are the Freedom Convoy, the QAnon. There's a thing about being part of a group that thinks they're special. We know what you guys don't know. JFK Jr.'s coming back.
Okay, well, that
JFK Jr. Oh, by the way, the Freedom guy with mass mandates. So, hey, by the way, the Supreme Court said you can't have a mass mandate. Yeah, but we're fighting against it. Yeah, but there's no mass mandate. Yeah, there is a mass mandate. No, there's not. Actually, there's nothing you're fighting against right now because it's over. What are you talking about, man? It ain't happening. Come on, man. Freedom. It's like, dude, you got just, you know.
What did she say? You got. I don't want to be desensitized or something.
Oh, what she said digitized. Digital. Yeah. Well, can we? I think we put that clip at the end. At the end of the Armageddon, there's a clip of a lady leaning out of a truck going. When she goes, "I ain't taking that vaccine because I don't want to get digitalis." And the guy goes, "What?" And he goes, "What? Digitalis."
He's like, sorry. Say that again very clearly.
Yeah. They're gonna turn us into robots.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry. Say that.
And he does. He goes, "They're gonna turn you into robots." And when they start making noises, so you seem to be a robot now, man. Yeah.
But also, if she were a robot, she'd probably contribute a lot more to society. What would be so bad about that? I don't even understand.
So you follow rules and do what you're told? Good. And by the way,
no, you produce.
Yeah, you do actually do something.
Like have a job.
She was driving it. Yeah, and by the way,
is she a truck driver?
She was driving a truck. I'll tell you this.
Is she a professional truck driver?
I guess so. I said something about truck drivers. I said you guys are asking for freedom. You're in a truck all day not wearing your mask. At most, you have to walk into a truck stop and wear your mask for 20 minutes. You probably don't anyway because they're not making you. You are eating the shittiest food that's possibly available. You're sitting on your ass getting hemorrhoids, using hemorrhoid cream that you don't know what's in it. Right. And I go you're screwing diseased truck stop whores, and you're mad about you have to wear a mask.
Whores again. They're sex workers.
Sorry. International Women's Day, sex workers.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It could be men or women, apparently.
True, yeah.
Well,
I've seen the
response
Queen
to that
movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. It's men
respond to that tweet was, dude, truckers fuck each other.
Like each other?
Serious. That's what a dude said. Oh. They hook up on
you guys, don't do that.
You guys!
Put a little time into dating, romancing, dinner. Don't just...
I don't know if that's true. Someone just responded.
Don't just piggyback at the truck stop.
You know, it's whoever's around.
Hey, who wants to piggyback?
What's that, Frogger? Is that the game where we would hop over your friend's back?
Oh, you're making me visualize something I don't want to visualize at all.
Don't do that.
There's a thread there that's like going through the traffic. So
not Frogger. You know the thing where you'd all be in leapfrog. Don't leapfrog at the truck stop.
Breaker 19 looking for someone who wants to do some leapfrogging. All right.
I love how you smell like diesel.
That's what I said. And you breathe diesel fumes all day long.
Let's care a little more about ourselves, people. That's all I have to say.
So you breathe diesel fumes, which are deadly. Toluene is horrible. Whatever's in diesel, and you're mad because you won't get a vaccine.
And they all at least got through elementary school, and they had to get all the shots, all the vaccines to do that. The vaccines that are made by the same companies that make the vaccines now for COVID.
But this goes back to what I'm talking about, the stupidity of it. They have now created, with no scientific evidence, in fact, anti-science evidence, that the Democrats are trying to run your life, trying to destroy you. So these people are like, I'm not getting it then. So you have to be, there's two things that have to happen. You have to be dumb enough to believe the bullshit with no evidence. That's the scariest part to me.
They're falling for that marketing. It's just a marketing pitch.
But they think evidence is Facebook. Like, let's just be clear. Yeah. They did their research on Facebook.
Right. That somebody just posted to them.
It wasn't like they.
But even my buddy who's really smart, there's and he called it. He even said confirmation bias. My buddy who I love to death. I love this guy. He said, he goes, there's been a bunch of studies about ivermectin that shows that it works. And then he said, well, they're still studying it. I go,
they are.
There's 11 different studies. Flat out. The last one was 500 people in a control group, and it made absolutely no evidence on who got COVID and who didn't, and it made zero evidence in the outcome. As a matter of fact,
who cares about it?
It does. I do because it,
take the shot and take ivermectin if you want to take horse
but
dewormer.
It's a poison.
It's not. No.
Yes.
It's not a poison. It's prescribed for people with malaria and things like that.
No, it's anti-parasitic. So I don't argue with you.
It's poison.
It's a mild
if you
poison.
take the animal shit from the animal husbandry in animal doses. But it is prescribed, and you can get it from a pharmacy for parasitic.
It's not about antiviral, it's anti-parasitic. And it is
I know
it's a
that.
mild poison.
But I also know, but look.
But he said the vaccine.
I'm not backing ivermectin, and you guys know I've said my opinion on it. But I also am able to keep my mind open when they do finish all those studies, like Duke is doing one.
They finished them.
No.
Yes,
the Duke
they
one
finished international studies. Yes, babe, they finished them.
See, like this thing that you do.
Because.
Just take it down a second, because I was in the middle of a sentence. I have found like things like they gave people Botox for migraines, like in the 60s, and then they realized that it helped with wrinkles too. And so I do get that there are some other side effects of medication. I know that it's not for a virus. I got it. But I'll keep my mind open. But in the meantime, let's all get the vaccine that we have proof works. And then if they prove ivermectin works, then everybody can take that too.
But this
you know what I need right now is Feels, because he's stressing me out.
No, you're stressing me out.
This episode is brought to you by Feels, and I actually have.
It's almost like she decided to poke me. She's like, I know what's going to get into that.
It's just you're so triggered.
No, I'm not triggered. I actually I've read 9 different studies on ivermectin in the Australian. Thank you.
I know, but people here are allowed to have other opinions.
Not on science and not on.
Yes, we are.
No, not on 11 different studies that say it doesn't work.
It's International Women's Day. It's my day.
All right,
you get one day.
This episode brought to you by Feels.
These are tasty.
Yeah, they are good. You just went from yelling to
these are
tasty. Why did you say it?
Did I sound that stupid?
These are tasty.
These are tasty.
Why did you say that?
These are quite tasty, man. Okay. They're good. It did calm me down instantly.
These are tasty. These are not what I'm talking about, but they do have these now, and they are tasty, and they do have CBD in them. And so CBD is awesome because it definitely helps me sleep. I would put that at the very top of what it helps me with. It helps with anxiety, helps keep your head clear, makes you just feel better, I think. You've been using it for a long time too.
It takes, and you know I need to be taken down.
No hangover, no addiction. You get the dropper, you put a few drops under your tongue, and you notice the difference within minutes. And it's not like whoa, it's just, you're just like, oh, huh, okay. Maybe everything is going to work out. Yeah. So let's see how you do. You're the test case right now.
That was one of them? That was one of them?
That was the Feels mint, because they have mints now, not just the CBD oil. They also have a free CBD hotline. If you've never done it and you're like, I don't know if I know what that is, call them. They will answer all of your questions. You can get a monthly membership so that this is all part of your self-care, like going to the gym and stuff like that. Look up CBD too and the other benefits, health benefits of it. Sanjay Gupta did a huge two-part,
do a little research on stuff, man. You know, I'm always stunned at what people will say. But look up CBD, what it does. Look up the studies they've done with kids with like seizure disorders and stuff. It really does. It literally does it calms down some nerves. It just makes me feel better. Yeah. They've done so many studies on CBD that helps kids with seizure disorder, and it's pretty amazing.
Do some research. It's pretty awesome. Or call this hotline. So start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/Titus, and you'll get 50% off your first order and free shipping. That's FEALS.com/Titus to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feals.com/Titus.
And on anything, don't do your own own research. Your own research means you went out. Go actually read some.
Don't do it on Truth Social or Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, it's like I did my own research. I looked it up. You know what I found? I found a guy who lives in a cabin in Montana, and he said, just bip, 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 bip.
You know what I mean? Don't let other people tell you. Go.
Yeah, I've read 5 different medical-based studies that showed a difference, and that how it helps your tension and anxiety, and I think it's so. And it's weird. I have this thing, man. I'm gonna let the ivermectin thing go, but I want you to know I've read 11 different studies on it. And the last study I read, there is no extra evidence that's going to pop up. Duke, people have done great studies on it, and it is said to not work. Period. Although it does work on parasites.
It's not over yet, but sure.
It is over.
I just don't. Who cares?
You obviously care. He's looking at you like,
I don't care, but I don't like that. I think everybody should be able to have a discussion without you getting all meh.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying.
This is for Michigan. You have a GOP candidate who was just on a Facebook live stream.
Is this that guy we're talking about?
It was said on a Facebook live stream.
Right.
And it was on the Rescue Michigan Coalition page. So they're all the ones that said the election was stolen. Mm-hmm. One of the panelists, a Republican strategist, told the group it's too late to keep fighting 2020 election. Let's move on and focus on these future races. To which this guy, Robert Regan, replied, I tell my daughters, well, if rape is inevitable, you should just lie back and enjoy it. So
how do you go from basically saying that we should have overthrown the election, now let's move on to overthrow the next one, and how do you make that worse? I'm going to tell my daughters to accept rape. I'm going to compare my daughters getting raped and just enjoy
the rape.
So Amber Harris is the name of the Republican strategist that he responded to and said that. Then he made a bunch of other biblical comparisons. Then she tried to interject, but they moved on. And when she finally got a chance to get in again, she told him that his comments were shameful. And she said, because it's live, I've got advice for your daughters. Don't do that, Harris said. Fight all the time. She was pissed.
So don't fight back. Don't gouge his eyes. Don't kick him in the nuts. Don't do anything to make yourself safe. Just lay back.
Ladies, if a guy were incapacitate him.
His 3 daughters urged voters not to elect him in a viral tweet during 2020 bid for the state house.
You know who else did this? Gozart's family. Listen, here's what's clear about it. And this one I go back to. This goes back to kind of the theme of the trucker convoy. And Ted Cruz said about the trucker convoy, he goes, you guys are doing the Lord's work. It's great. He goes, in fact, when I get on planes to fly across the country, I have pilots and stewardesses come over and hug me and tell me we're doing the Lord's work. No, first of all, no one hugs.
That's a Trump thing.
No one goes out of their way to hug Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
His daughters. There's a gif of his daughter going,
get away, you're disgusting.
And his dog hates him because he went to Cancun and left a dog in freezing Texas. But what makes... So you guys have been played. Just so you know, anybody who votes for these guys, you've been played. Here's why you've been played. You've bought into the cultural bullshit and not into the facts of what these people are doing. There is nothing. They spent 4 years talking about healthcare. No healthcare plan got put forward. They spent 4 years talking about infrastructure, which we all need desperately. No infrastructure plan brought forward. They talked about that the tax cuts for the wealthiest people in the country would make everybody better. All it did was add $4 trillion to the debt. So you're getting played every time, and you're buying it. That's the problem. You're getting played and fucking buying it.
For a group of people whose sole purpose, it seems, is to just stop things from happening.
Yeah, banning books. That's what's happening now.
To say just lay down and take it is the opposite of just let it happen.
But they also talk about freedom all the time. Now they don't want to teach history. They don't want to teach history about African American history, slavery.
In this vein of what you're talking about, all they scream about, my family included, is how freedom of speech is gone because they've banned politicians from these social media platforms. Right. And yet
they're going to ban books. They're taking books out of schools in Virginia specifically. They're actually banning history. Teaching history. We're just teaching history.
Yes.
Something that they made the name of a trigger point for people, CRT. Yeah. But it's just history. It's not like
it's not CRT. They've just and what I don't get is that they buy it all the time. We can show you economically that they hurt you every time. Do you know how many farmers almost went under because, or actually did go under because of Trump's trade thing with China? So the Republicans cost you fucking money every time. They fuck the country up. They don't do anything. Marjorie Taylor Greene is on 0 committees, has passed 0 legislation, has done 0. She's a 0 in she actually won't listen to the rules. She won't wear a mask in Congress. We have 85-year-old guys run. Which can we stop that too?
Right.
Can we stop? Can we put an age limit on Congress, please?
No, because they have to pass it, just like their own pay and their own health care.
Sure, right. I love that little.
It's a nice little circle of life right there.
Congress is the corrupt circle of life. That's what it is. Yeah. So
speaking of being meat bags and when you should retire.
Nice.
This episode brought to you by ButcherBox.
That was a thin thread. That was a thin thread.
Pushing the envelope.
Yeah, right there. On the ragged edge. ButcherBox, by the way, some of the best meat we've ever got. I even stopped buying the Costco stuff because when that shows, we have it in our freezer. I am of the age to have a freezer now in my garage.
You're welcome for that. You fought it for a long time, but Grandma and I pushed for it, and that should have made me think it was an old person thing. But we did push for it, and we won. And
now we have ButcherBox.
We have a place to put ButcherBox. Yep. A real refrigerator freezer is so small.
Not cutting it. Not with the crate of meat they sent us. No.
And we could be on the brink of the apocalypse, and so you need backup for someone to kill you for.
I feel like we've been on the tightrope of the apocalypse for about 5 years now.
Yeah. Wonder what happened 5 years ago. Yes.
The reason why it tastes so good is that they source their meat from partners that have the highest standards of quality. So they do 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, wild-caught seafood, and more. I say this every time, but it's constantly growing. Every week I'll go look, and it's like something new. And so you can always... You have variety.
Yeah, so when you sign up, people keep going back and checking.
It's a membership service. It gets delivered, so you don't have to leave your house. And you can pick what you want in the box, or they have like pre-selected ones that if you're just don't want to mess with it. I like picking. No antibiotics or added hormones.
Grass-fed beef.
Stay the heck away from people at the grocery store, too. So this is your chance to never have to shop for ground beef again. ButcherBox is giving new members free ground beef for life.
What?
Plus, now you get a $10 off coupon. Sign up at butcherbox.com/Titus and you'll get 2 pounds of ground beef for free in every order for the life of your membership, plus a $10 coupon you can use. Log on to butcherbox.com/Titus.
Pretty awesome.
That's a pretty killer deal.
That is a pretty killer deal. I like when we get the new ad and you finish reading and you're like, you know what, that's pretty good.
Well, before when we said...
I'm ordering right now.
I have done that. Before when we said the ground beef, it's 2 pounds every order you get for free, and we were like, that's insane. And now they've added the coupon on top of it. I'm like, what is going on over there? They're just trying to blow my mind.
The war is going on. It's weird because they keep saying Biden administration today cut off all oil imports from Russia, oil and gas. Which we don't take that much from them really. It's less than 3%.
But why were they saying that was going to be such a big deal then? They've been talking
because
about it for weeks.
Because it's a talking point. Because again, we're back to what I said earlier. They want to scare the shit out of you, not because they have good policy, not because because they know they don't have a policy to vote for them.
You mean that's what they were using to say Biden wasn't doing what he should have done?
Doing his job. Well, here's the weird part. Watch it too, because this is why the people that vote Republican guys just have some critical thinking. They go, so first of all, the right goes, oh my God, Biden's, we're going to fight. Russia's horrible. And we still import oil from Russia. How's that going, Biden? So then as the thing starts to switch and Biden goes, yeah, you're right, we should cut off oil. They go, oh my God, now we're not going to have any oil and gas prices are going to skyrocket. So it's this gaslighting that's
whatever
constant.
Contrary to
Biden. Yes, there is no unity amongst, and we're tired of it. I'm sure on the right, they're just like, fuck, would you guys just get it together? This is serious. This is possible nuclear war. Although, after watching the trucks fall apart in the mud, as Andrew Rivers said this week, Putin got his ass kicked by mud.
Yeah.
Putin's army got their ass handed to him by the mud.
Speaking of convoys, that convoy of tanks and trucks, they just something happened. They just blew up one.
and it stopped the entire.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, in fact, and they did it. We didn't blow it up. They
did it. That's even.
They broke down. They broke down. So all the trucks on the convoy were broken down. And Putin said the rumor was, what the reports I heard was, Putin thought this was going to be a roll-in as victors to Ukraine. He thought he was going to, with flowers, like when Americans rolled into France after the Nazi occupation. That didn't happen. And so they only had 3 days of gas and 3 days of food.
How could he have thought that when he sees very clearly that they love their president, that they want to be a sovereign nation, they've been asking to be in NATO? How could he think that? I don't think he thought
I will answer you with this. Woman, person, man, Cameron TV. He's not the smartest guy, and he's got
a bunch of yes men.
He is not. He's not. I thought he was, but if he was,
I think he's pretty smart, but he's evil.
So people keep saying this. Here's what I've noticed: he's not smart enough to keep his military flying. They're taking over a country that doesn't have a military really, and they're fighting hard. I said it on the last podcast. The day I knew he was fucked is when those 13 guys were on that island, and they went Russian warship. Go fuck yourself. When you know you're dying and you don't care, that's how everybody is. When you see a 60-year-old woman with a Kalashnikov and she's walking the streets going, I'm shooting any Russians I see, you can't beat those people. Yeah. You can't beat them. Yeah. So that convoy, which in militarily, there was a bunch of military guys talking that even militarily, the way he set that convoy up, their generals aren't smart. You don't line up 30 miles of cars and trucks. Because one breaks, which one will, you screw the whole thing.
And there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, right. But can't they just go around that guy? And
because it's like just, there's the mud, they're going to get stuck in the mud. It's only like a one lane.
Yeah, it's in the middle of, by the way, attacking, let me see, let's attack Ukraine in the middle of winter in the muddiest, worst season. That's a good idea.
On this one back road. We'll take everybody on this road.
How is it muddy? It should be icy.
Well, because of global warming. But what they also don't realize is that, Finland...
Find this suspect.
Finland beat the shit out of Russia a while ago.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Because they attacked in the winter. And so so here's why I say that's why he's not smart. I'm going to back it up by going, you got your ass handed to you by the Finns, bro.
Yeah.
Not saying they're not badass.
I'm just saying. Winter too, so it's not a different climate for them.
But I don't think those vehicles can handle it.
And
they pull off.
And they're saying that it's the 40-mile long convoy headed to Kyiv still continues to be stalled.
They don't have any. And here's a really bad update for the convoy. Poland just agreed to give, because their pilots, Ukrainian pilots, don't know how to fly an American jet. So Poland today is giving every MiG they have, every MiG-29 that they have, to the Ukrainians.
Got it. I saw the headline, but I'm like, why is that trade happening? Is that a backdoor thing for us to?
Well, here's what I think, because Putin keeps saying that. Putin's already said if the sanctions that you declared war on Russia, and people keep going, we can't go help them because it's still World War III. Mm-hmm. Well, if the guy you're fighting that you don't want to get in World War III with comes out and goes, you guys just declared war on me. Yeah. You're in World War III.
Yeah. You're in it,
right?
Yep.
I mean, if the guy, no, we're not. Yeah, Poland. So here's the deal with Poland. So this is what I just read anyway. Poland is sending MiG-29s. All of them they have, the ones they have. So the Ukrainian pilots they can fly those. Mm-hmm. What Poland is getting is all of our used fighter planes to replace them. So now, which is really a shady move on our part in a way, if you want to avoid World War III, because what that means is they know how to fly MiGs. Well, who's going to fly the American planes that we're giving to Poland? It ain't going to be Polish people.
The CIA.
The Flying Tigers are back, baby. Yeah, man, I'm Polish. No, man, I'm a pilot. I'm from Poland. Hell yeah. Woo, doggy. I'm a Polish pilot flying an American plane. You can tell by my accent I'm Polish. Oh, shit. I think we started World War III.
Where are these Ruskies at?
Yeah. I'm not going to let them affect my family back in Warsaw. Is it Warsaw? How do I say that? Because I'm Polish.
We don't have to wear masks here. I'm there.
No, he would actually say he's Polish. I'm
Polish. What? Yeah, I'm Polish. Sorry, what? I'm sorry, what did you say? Yeah, you can tell by my accent, I'm Polish. Oh, shit.
If you want to hear his characters in surround sound, this episode is brought to you by Ultimate Ears Fits. I can confidently say now the best earbuds I've ever used.
Yep.
The coolest because of the way that they mold just to your ears and no one else's, so no one can steal them.
Right.
But also, the sound is shockingly different than the other ones.
Do you notice with the other ones, you have to push them in all the time?
And it hurts. My ears start to hurt on flights.
Yeah.
Because it's hard plastic pushed into a place that doesn't fit.
Right.
And they fall out all the time. And the sound is bad. When I used to use those, I would, if I wanted to hear something really well, I would push them hard in my ears to hear surround sound, let go, and it would go away. Right,
which is the total, it's antithesis to what earphones are supposed to do. That's why, but these go all the way in. They all the way in. You can. I actually.
It's like a silicone that molds to your eardrum.
And I mess with them on my phone to raise and lower them and decide how I want to hear stuff. I think they're awesome.
It's like it's in your head. It's like surround sound. It's the best.
Yep.
It took me a while to finally set mine up, and it's
UE Fits. And I have to say, when they first came out, because we have a bunch of UE products with the booms and the things, and I was like, well, how do you beat that company? And they beat that company
by a long shot.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
I would agree with that.
And with this promo code, by an even longer shot. You get 8 hours of continuous playback on a single charge and up to 20 hours with the charging case that comes with them. So you can use promo code Titus at ue.com/fits to get your pair of UE Fits. That's ue.com/fits, promo code Titus. And if you try them and you don't like them, then they give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you get free shipping, free returns, and a 1-year warranty on that.
I probably don't want you to send back the molded earpiece to them, though.
Yeah, but you can if you don't like them. I think they're pretty confident that you will. It's weird. They light up purple and then they warm up once you start the process, and then they let you know when they're done, and the shape has changed, and now they fit inside your ear hole. It's pretty cool. Technology, baby.
So that's the best insight. Shut up, ear hole.
This weekend, Schaumburg Improv. Haven't been there in forever.
Maybe we can get this. We can get the audio out before Friday. Wednesday.
Before Friday, yeah.
Sure. Well, we can do the audio and get it out before Wednesday, right? Okay. Just the audio.
Well, if this is out on Wednesday, get a ticket and come see me tonight at Comedy Works. And then I'll also be headlining Flappers in Burbank on March 16th.
Come to that show, guys. I did a show there. Flappers has become this weird, kind of old school nightclub in a good way. Like, it's warm. Yeah. It's warm, and you can get, and the audience is like, we get it now.
It feels like an old, New York club.
It does. It feels very
here in LA.
but also really positive vibes in there. I mean, I had so much fun, and my mic wouldn't work, and
that was a fun show.
Flappers is such a good place to go, and here's what happened. So everything went sideways. Because the fight we had in Timonium at the Magoobies messed my mic up, and I'm getting ready to go, and I'm like, oh my god,
that's what did it.
I'm like, oh my god, I don't have my mic. So I haul ass to the shop to try to get it, and you're gone, and I was like, I can't find. I was looking for another clip. I couldn't find the clip or the screen. So I get there, and then we tried to use it without a screen, and it was just crackling, and it was doing weird shit. So I was like, oh man, and so I'm tense now. My manager's coming to the show. There's people I know coming to the show, and I'm really tense. And I was like, well, fuck it, I got to use a hand mic, which is such a weird thing to be mad about, because I used a hand mic for
part of the way your feel.
And it's what he's used to, so it's hard last minute to have something from you.
I know, but I used a mic for the first 12 years of my act. So
no, but that was in the 20s. It's been a long time.
It's your instrument.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's 23 Skidoo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. That's that way. So I like the old jokes are really starting to fly all the time now, which means I must be getting I know. Horrible.
Oh,
You're
horror?
mean to me.
Did you start to say horror again?
Horrible. No, I know.
You laid on horror a long time. Horrible. I see you.
But it could be a good thing. Horrible. She's very horrible. I love her for that.
Do we have a fun fact? Are we going to do a fun fact?
Are we there?
We're there.
Time-wise? Oh, I didn't know we were time wise.
Oh, yeah.
One more thing, guys. People, pay attention to the news. Watch out. Just pay attention to what's going on. And do me a favor. Whether you're right or left, read, look it up. You could go to 10 different sources. Start making decisions based on what's good for you, not what some dipshit like Tucker Carlson or me tells you what's good for you.
And be nice to people.
There you go.
The weirdest thing, I went by the mall on the way here, and there was this older lady coming out, but she was a good ways behind me, but I saw her coming and she was limping, so I just stopped and opened the door and just stood there and waited for her. And she got into the door and was like looking into my eyes like this, and she goes, "Thank you so very much." Like that. And I was like kind of taken back by it. Like I was like, we don't need to do this. Like I'm just being nice. We can move on. And
so you went from being nice to being, get away from me.
No, she was doing eye contact. Like she was so surprised by it and wanted me to know how appreciative she was. And then she said, "You were obviously raised very well." And I said, "I had a very good mama." And she said, "I can tell." Like that. And I just thought we shouldn't be that surprised when someone does something that minute.
I was about to say we should not be surprised by kindness. It should be regular.
Yes.
In fact, we should be surprised by the assholes that seem to permeate society every day.
But we're not now. We're used to that. And it's like, for example, I never did get to tell this a couple weeks ago, but we went to Grandma Jean's house and she said, "I sure am enjoying the Meals on Wheels." And you and I both looked at her very concerned because I'm thinking she's
88. She's on Meals on Wheels.
She finally can't cook for herself. She's getting Meals on Wheels. And he and I both look at her and he said, "Grandma, are you getting Meals on Wheels?" She goes, "No, I'm delivering them. I got 10 stops every Monday and Thursday."
No, she's delivering to people younger than her.
Wow.
To help out for free.
You come from good
She don't like any more than 10 stops though.
So as we say on the Titus podcast, scream sanity, but be kind. Scream sanity, but be kind. Let's make kindness and just being nice to people the norm, as opposed to being surprised by it.
Just like Patton Oswalt said that Michelle, his wife, used to say, "It's chaos, be kind."
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. So, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a fun fact.
It better be fun.
Look how many I have because I got tore up last time by the commander. So now I have a bunch of alternates.
Backup? Okay.
He brought a ream of fun facts.
Well, you now know that polar bear's hair isn't white.
Yeah, we know that.
That was pretty cool.
All right, I like this one. I think this kind of ties in with.
It was a bummer. You just looked up some fun facts and you were like, boom, take that.
Grooves in the road on Route 66. Speaking of convoys,
right.
Play "America the Beautiful."
Did they fix it to do that?
Yes. They did that on purpose.
What do you mean?
So they did this in Sweden. You can check a video. They spent all this time carving grooves in a road and thickness and different size and how it goes. So as your tires go across it, it goes hum, 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 hum. It goes hum, 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 hum.
No way.
Yes.
Distant, yes.
So the vibrations will create a tone.
So,
Yeah.
But you have to hit it, so they probably give you a speed limit.
Yeah, so you have to go 45, so you will never hear it.
I was going to say.
Chipmunks are doing it.
Wow.
New Mexico's Department of Transportation decided to spice up a desolate quarter-mile stretch of Route 66 between Albuquerque and Titus. Grooves were added in the road that play music when you drive over them.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Drive over them going the speed limit of 45 miles per hour.
On a highway, though, isn't it illegal to go that slow?
It's a 2-lane road. Route 66. Route 66 used to go across the country, and it was famous for being this one road that went across the country. And then they put it in then Eisenhower built freeways, and every business on the road died.
Some stretches of it go through little towns. So it's like it's
that's pretty cool. I wonder if they.
So that town's like, how do we get some tourist traffic? I want it. Like, I would like, hey, let's get out the freeway and drive in there and go dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if it's right in the lane, as you just have to.
Right.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You do something like this, when you ride on your enemies, do some Tupac.
When he drives to the studio, that's what plays here. Oh wait, no, you can't hear it over the gunshots.
All right, people. So if you're on Route 66 near that town, go hear "America the Beautiful." Pretty cool. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you can. And why couldn't you? Go see us in Denver. Next week, we're going to be in Chicago, and then we're going to be in Irvine, California. And then we're going to film the special. Can we announce this?
April 9th.
April 9th. If you want to come to see us film Zero Side Effects at the El Portal Theater, we are filming it that night, and we will be... I'm a little nervous. I just got nervous.
Really?
I just panicked.
I did too, and it's not me.
I just panicked.
Why?
It's a month away.
Yeah, but
it's a lot of work.
You're killing it though. You got it.
You and I can do anything. We've proven it.
Yeah.
When everyone else fails, we have survived some crazy shit.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we'll learn.
As long as we keep our fear and desperation alive, we'll get it done.
That's what we do best.
Guys, for myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Like a Billy one.
Yeah.